Ayer anoche, alguns estudiantes de CIEE Research Station Bonaire tiveram uma charla que nos explica a importância de sponge de laman. Depois de charla, nós conversamos com o estudante Brian, que é a pessoa que faz a apresentação.
Alright, so today we're going to be talking about sponges, mostly marine sponges, and let's start with a very famous sponge. As most of you know, this is SpongeBob SquarePants. He is a sponge. So what are sponges? Sponges are animals, and still a lot of people are surprised when I tell them they are animals and not plants or fungus or something along those lines, but they're animals in the phylum Koral. They're sessile, so they don't move, they don't dance around, but they're filter feeders, so they get their food that's suspended in the water, and they can be breathed in marine or freshwater environments.
Well, I've always been very interested in sponges. I think they have intrinsic value for the reef, most of all. They filter the water, so they're very responsible and very active in keeping the bacterial populations in check, so keeping bacteria low, potentially harmful bacteria low. They also provide a place for a lot of animals on the reef to live. They provide a place for brittle stars, which are a type of sea star. They provide place for zoanthids. They provide place for groupers. The conies will pick out sponges for territory. So they're very invaluable resource here on the reef.
All the whole public find your lecture a very interesting one. Are you satisfied?
Yes, I think it went very well. What I really wanted to do was get people actually thinking about sponges, because a lot of times they're the brightest thing on the reef. And if you've seen the orange elephant ear sponge, it's massive. It's bigger than I sometimes can hold my arms, and it's bright orange. And some people, I'm sure, have gone by and thought, what is that? So what I wanted to do is provide a little context. Well, what is that? That's a sponge. It's an animal. It's not a plant. It's not a fungus. It's an animal. It doesn't move. It's there all the time filtering the water. And it's just really important.
You told the public too there are sponges that they are helpful for cancer cure. And you think in Bonaire they have that?
Well, I can't say in Bonaire actually, because this particular sponge grows in the deep sea. So it grows between 450 feet and 750 feet. Well, while I know that exists in Bonaire, there's really deep water right off the coast, and there's probably a sort of deep water reef in that environment. I don't think anyone has actually looked at that with the technology necessary, submersibles and things along that line, to actually look at those. But it does beg the question. But actually, you can't get the chemical that's a cancer cure, you can't get enough of it from the sponge to cure cancer. What they can do is now produce it in the laboratory. But what is possible here on Bonaire is investigating other species that could be in the deep water or could even be on the coral reef that would have similar compounds to the one in discodermalide, which is a potential cancer cure.